I don't know where to start. I was 21 years old when I and my hubby met. We dated for 1 year and I got pregnant, so he quickly got married to me. He was a very good man and he loved me so much and really wanted a boy, and luckily I gave birth to a boy. He was so happy and treated me like a queen, even though I wanted more. I was always sad to a point and I started frustrating him, and it makes me sad because I know I'm hurting him. I felt my dreams are cut short. Marrying him and having a child is another work on its own. Whenever we quarrel, I will always tell him I will leave him, that I'm tired, and I know it always gets to him. He was the one that took my virginity and trapped me into marriage by getting me pregnant. Like, I am still young, although I'm 22 now. I loved him and my son, but I wanted more. I'm very beautiful, so as my husband, tall, dark skinned, handsome, and has money. So that's a plus. I told my brother who was in Canada that I'm not feeling the marriage, that I wanted some breath of fresh air, and he asked what about my child. And I told him his father would take care of him in my absence. I pleaded with him not to tell my mom and my husband because it would be war. He asked me how many years I wanted to stay, and I promised him 1 year, so he agreed. Well, fast forward, my brother did my visa, and that was how I left my husband and my 1 year old baby to Canada without telling him. I sneaked out of his life, which I know he might go crazy, but I never cared because I'm selfish and I know. Fast forward, I enjoyed my 1 year in Canada, got back my body and my beauty, and I got more attractive. I ain't gonna lie to you. All I thought about was my son throughout. My husband, no. Probably he might have married someone else. Came back to Nigeria, my mom was telling me how my husband took good care of his son and he has bought a Range Rover Sport. Let's just say he got richer. She also told me how he would come every morning to her house to look for me, thinking she hid me. Lo, how restless he was. Then I felt it though. I really wanted to see my son. So I called him and introduced myself, and he was like, why am I calling? That they don't need me, that I've taught them how to live without me, and they are doing just fine. I made it clear to him that I wasn't interested in him, that I just wanted to see my son, and he paused and was like, your son? Okay, tomorrow is Saturday, and our son would not be going to school, so he will send me the location I should come, that he doesn't want me to come to his house. And I was like, it's okay, I'm fine with it. I just really wanted to see my boy. The next day, I dressed my best clothes, sprayed nice perfume, and trust me, I looked so good. I went to the location he sent me. I called him to inform him I was there. He told me they saw me already. I saw my son and my hubby, and memories just flashed. Like, why was I being emotional? I hugged my boy and greeted my husband, even though I could still see pain in his eyes. I mean, what woman would leave her matrimonial home? So his pains are justified. And my boy bonded so well, but his father was forming hard guy. He bought me food and drinks and didn't talk to me. Pain was so in his eyes. I knew he wanted me to apologize so he could pour his heart out, but I didn't. We bidded goodbye and I went home. But I couldn't stop thinking of him. I couldn't even sleep, and that was how I realized I still love this man. But pride won't let me admit it. The next day, I knew I had lots of work to do. Quickly hurried to get myself ready. Not until he knocked on the door. I wasn't expecting anybody, and I wondered who it could be. I proceeded to open the door. Lo and behold, I saw my husband. I was surprised and asked him what he was doing here, and he said he got my location. He told me he couldn't sleep yesterday since he set his eyes on me and started pouring out his mind. I couldn't help but cry. Cut the long story short, we ended up making love. Sex was so much needed to block the long barriers between us. And trust me, we're so hungry for each other. The problem now is that my husband is beginning to beg me to come back home. That since I left, he was so empty, and for the sake of our son also. I don't know if I should go back to him or I should follow my career path. Please, you guys, advise me. I'll be in the comment section.